Staubs, say it right. Speech number 8, get comfortable with visual aids. Do you have that where you want that, or where would you like it? Okay, right up here. All right. This is a 5 to 7 minute speech. Tamela is a professional real estate agent with RE/MAX Direct. It's located right around here on Congress and Boynton. Where exactly is it?
We are in the Boynton Town Center, across from Jason's Deli, and an amazing new state-of-the-art office.
Very cool. She would like to share with you some tips to make your home buying process simpler. The speech is titled 5 Mistakes to Avoid When Buying a Home. Please welcome Tamela.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. It is amazing to me how everything that I choose seems to apply to what we're talking about each day. So today I'd like to share with you mistakes versus tips. Either way that you look at it, I'm going to choose to change the topic a bit to tips. So 5 home buying tips that I'd like to share with you, and it doesn't matter what phase of life that you're in, as you'll see as I go through this. So, thank you. First one, buying versus renting. Do you buy? Should you rent? My suggestion would be to only buy if you plan to stay put. What does that necessarily mean? If you're in a transition or in a career field or a part of your life where you're transitioning, moving from state to state, there are many factors that come into play. Why would you buy versus renting? Well, a lot of people will think about buying so that they may be able to rent it out and do an investment. That sounds great. If you're going to do that, I can give you some guidance on that. I can also tell you that I've personally been a landlord, owned 12 properties, rehabbed quite a few, 12 of them myself, and built one. I've helped my clients with also their investment properties. Before you delve into that, I would suggest that you do your homework. So let's not buy unless we're going to stay put in a property, or that's the intention behind it. Thank you. I feel like that. Number 2, is your credit score 620 or greater? If your credit score is below 620, then your financing for a property may be less. Does everyone know now that the interest rates are at approximately 3.25, 3.5, the lowest that we have ever seen? And I don't have a crystal ball. I'm fairly confident they're going to be going up. The banks need to make money someplace, and I would say that the real estate industry in doing this would be a good idea, especially considering that they're taking back houses. If you don't know what a short sale is, or an REO, real estate owned, and they're foreclosing on them. They need to make money someplace, and charging me that $20 a month on my bank account is not where they're making the money. So, is your credit score 620 or greater? Because that will define what you're able to buy, what kind of program. If you're an FHA, which is a first-time home buyer program backed by the government, or are you going to go conventional? Or if you're very fortunate in today's market and you have cash, then I'm able to negotiate a home for you. Otherwise, you might be up against some other purchasers, 150 of them at a time, depending on what price point you're in. We're getting about 10 offers on a property on average, depending on what price point you're in. And yesterday must be real estate here, so we'll go into some, hopefully I can make it light and happy for you. Next one, please. 3, what do you want? When you go out and you buy a home, one of the biggest questions that I ask people is, what do you want? I have a man right now, phenomenal client. He is a teacher at a local school. He has $85,000 in cash. This is a very common price point right now, anything under $100,000. He's ecstatic. He saved his life savings. He's been a school teacher. He's got it all put away. He's shown me his paperwork. He's ready to buy. We've been through about 10 properties so far. My question to him at this moment, when he asked me for 2,495 properties that I am sending him, what do you want? He doesn't know. He doesn't know if he wants to be in Coral Springs, Boca Raton. He doesn't know where he wants to live, and he's been at this for 7 months. Not with me. But he's been at it for 7 months. He does not know where he wants to be. Sidewalks are important. Sprinklers are important. The number of stories in your home. Do you realize that if you have a sidewalk at your home, it gives you additional space to park your vehicle? Interesting. So what you're telling me, Tamela, is I have a sidewalk in front of my home, but on the other side of the street, they don't have a sidewalk. You want a neighborhood? Go through Princeton. Princeton Place on Military and Gateway. They don't have sidewalks. So you have enough room for one car. Most of my clients don't realize it. It's one of the things I get in the car and I say, well, you're driving to your friends from here forward. Please do me a favor. You want to purchase a home? Check the sidewalks. What's going to happen when this little young lady decides that she's going to ride a bicycle and there's no sidewalk? Where will she be riding her bicycle, her trike, and everything else? She'll be on the street. Is that where you want your child? And so you're moving on to the next phase of your life. Why is a sidewalk important to me? Well, I don't know. If you go out for a walk, do you want to be walking down the street? Or would you prefer to be on the sidewalk? Not to mention that it did give you more room in your home. However, the other side of it is your safety is a concern, and it also gives you an opportunity to walk on a sidewalk versus the street. Sprinkler system. The sprinkler system in your home is very important. If you're buying a single family home, you're paying a water bill. Are you going to pay that to the county for the public water and pay $180 a month in the height of the summertime when you own a half an acre like I did in, let's see, one of the communities that I lived in, La Paleo and Gateway? I had a half an acre of land. I paid $180 per month for my water bill. That was to water that beautiful lawn I had. It was great until I paid the water bill every month. Not to mention I had a pool and a hot tub. My electric bill was about, well, I don't know, $350, $400. It looks great. It sounds wonderful, right? When there's 3 people in the house and 1 dog, and we have half a house that we weren't using. So learning my lessons over the years, I want to share them with you. Sprinkler system, if you have one that's lake fed, if you have one that's on the canal, I don't care what phase of life you're in, but you buy on those 2, your water bill in a single-family home just went from about $180 to about $53, and I have 2 females in my house that do enough laundry to clothe an entire community. And we only pay $53 a month, and I have a pool in my backyard that I have to fill because it has a leak. Anyway, stories. Do you want to go up and down steps? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. That's something to consider. Maybe you're at a stage in life where you have a family member that's going to be moving in with you. Doesn't mean that they have to be older. Let me tell you, my parents are in the process of taking not only one of their sons in that's living with them, but they're getting ready to take in a second son. So stories are important. Next one, please. Ma'am, thank you. Buy in a good location. Everybody says it. Location, location, location. I cannot pick up your house and move it for you if you buy it backing to a street. I hate to tell you this, but I'm not moving it, and neither are you, unless it is an older home and you put it on stilts and you go through that process. Point being, though, location is very important. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, empty nest, young professional, location, location, location. My 14-year-old will tell you this time and time again. I've drilled it into her. Most people here know location is really one of your primary, most important things, and in a good school district. Next one, please. Choose a professional. We've gone through phases in the real estate industry. Everybody here has known them. We've done the ugly home buying. You've done the for sale by owner. You've done all the different phases. Even my family doesn't listen to me, unfortunately. I have done this, and I love it. And before I was a real estate agent, I was in the profession, and I rented my own home. I was very fortunate, very lucky. Next phase, next part, text Tamela to 87778. I have an app! Imagine that!
Wow.
Good job.